through everything unless we get a lot of people that ask questions. Because I'm so tired and I have to get up super early, you know?
What do you? Oh yeah, you have to get up at 10, right?
Yeah, so I would like to honestly just get on. We'll do the topics, of course, but let's not take too long because there's not much to talk about outside of the Wolverine thing.
I don't think we have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, it will be pretty small.
You're obviously doing the topics, so.
Yeah, well, the topics are pretty small. I figured we'll touch on this and we'll touch about the Wakanda Forever runtime, but it probably won't take too much. I figure we do maybe 2 matches should be enough to get our topics done, I think.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how they go. We'll obviously start with She-Hulk because it will be short, and then we'll do Andor, and then we'll talk briefly the Marvel things. And someone said they had one other thing that they were going to ask us questions, so we'll see if they ask the questions or not.
Who was it?
FBE from last week said that he had some questions for us.
Oh yeah, I remember FBE.
Okay, let's do. Oh, here we go.
Was there a lot of news to speak concerning Star Wars, Marvel, and DC?
Not really. I heard some speeder chase thing about Skeleton Crew, but that was the biggest other Star Wars news I heard.
I saw the first look for Jude Law on it. That was like months ago.
Yeah, I'm sure they've changed things with it and added new things.
Yeah.
I heard that the idea of this new Captain Boomerang has officially been confirmed to be a part of a new Rogues Gallery.
Okay.
Welcome, FBE, to the podcast. Yeah, so that was kind of an interesting thing, just seeing the fact that that was going to be happening. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, anyway, I'd say we'll be good with what we have. I don't think there's too much. I think we'll take a pretty good amount of time talking about the big Marvel news. This week was definitely more of a Marvel thing, because we have actually, technically I think we have at least, there's technically 3 sort of rumorish things to get through.
Are you Anakin?
At this rate, none of us are making
Yeah, I am.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, let's go. So, let's just, I'm gonna let you start, so let's just go through it in order, and then we'll wait for questions.
Alright, so number 1...
There's like FBs in the chat, so keep an eye out for FB.
Alright, so FB, we're gonna go over the topics, and then after our real quick topics, you can ask some questions before we head out. That's how this show's gonna work. We'll select the topics, and you can also select the topics by letting us know. Yeah, you can ask questions as soon as we finish our topics. Alright, so starting off the bat, let's give our thoughts on, we just watched She-Hulk episode 7. So it was definitely a pretty mid episode, but it had some, I guess we'll call them fun moments.
It had some interesting moments.
This episode is exactly like, I don't want to be that guy that says this was one of those filler episodes, because it wasn't filler, because there were some things that lead to the future, but
yeah.
I feel...
it felt like half filler. Like
yeah, half filler. I'm still not a fan of how the... Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Your 2 takeaways?
Okay, I think the 2 takeaways from this episode, other than that the rest of it is filler, is that we kind of get to see, I mean, Jen kind of evolved a little bit more of the character.
Yeah.
Definitely. From her group chat session, and then the second thing was obviously the reveal at the end that Josh is part of the intelligentsia.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 takeaways from the episode.
I agree with that.
The rest of it was just filler. So What were you gonna say though?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same one-track mind. Oh wow, I killed all those guys. Yeah, I think the Josh Intelligentsia and Jen getting growth are definitely the two biggest things.
For sure.
And Josh being Intelligentsia does make things interesting if Intelligentsia are in fact the true villains of the show. Because if she finds out why he was ghosting her, could lead into some interesting storytelling. I'll say this. These last two episodes are now going to be very interesting because they're the last two, and these episodes are so short, so they're going to have to cram in a lot of things into these last two episodes.
Yeah, that's what worries me. That
it makes me a little nervous. Yeah, it makes me very nervous.
Because that means there's not going to be a lot of room for Daredevil.
Yeah, hopefully whatever they do is... Hopefully whatever episode
we haven't gotten to Jen even getting his suit yet. Like,
yeah.
This always happens, dude. It's kind of,
yeah, we usually don't get it till like the second two episodes.
But it's like, there's also so many other things to address. Like, we know that Blanche is going to become the Abomination again, somehow.
Yep. Yeah,
we know that
Titania's
still involved somehow. We know that GLK and H are still, like, kind of stuck.
Yeah, this
somehow.
Show has
we know
too much.
Frogman's still out there. We know Immortal Man's still out there. We know Daredevil's obviously coming. It's way too much to establish in the last two episodes, and I feel like this show just took too many things on at once, and I mean, 9 episodes should be enough if they made the episodes longer, and that's what's annoying about it.
Yeah, the short episodes is weird, and the thing that's really stupid is, like, did you know?
The Raging Ram is on a Kylo screen.
I did not know that, sorry, someone was... FB said something about Green Goblin was a mistake in Spider-Man 2. Are you talking about like Amazing Spider-Man 2? Or what Spider-Man 2 are you referring to?
Here, Joe, you talk about what we talked to, and then I'll read a comment.
Alright, sounds good. Yeah, I feel that these last two episodes are crammed in and interesting. And what I was gonna say was... Oh, Tobey Maguire, okay. What I was gonna say was the frickin'... This is annoying because just by Wakanda Forever's confirmed runtime, which we're going to dive into a little bit, Marvel's picking and choosing what's longer and what isn't. And it's not doing them any favors. And that is going to be interesting to see how that happens. Will this be a payoff decision? Or will this be a horrible decision? Remains to be seen.
It also worries me for Born Again, because we know Born Again's going to be... What was it, 12 episodes? Or
18.
18. Born Again is 18. That worries me because I feel like every episode's gonna be like 20 minutes now. So
we have to see who is attached to it yet, and what the story's gonna be. We have to remember the reason this is a problem is because we have an all new character that's taking on too much that we can shoot. At least with Daredevil, we know the character, we know things like, so they can make adjustments that can make it at least doable, I think. So we'll have to see. It's a remain to see. I don't necessarily think we want to use She-Hulk as a lesson and look at, be like, oh yeah, this is why Daredevil Born Again will be horrible. I would not use that as an example.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, we all come in who's running the show.
I will say this,
and if Disney allows it,
putting the frickin', I am really pissed now that Daredevil made it into the trailer, because if he's really only going to be in one of these final 2 episodes, what was the point of building hype around this show?
Exactly, dude.
Like, that's really annoying.
Dude, literally, I think he's going to be in the last episode.
I think he'll be in the finale, yeah.
My prediction at first was going to be episode 6. But we're past that now, and all we've gotten is just filler. I remember before the show even came out, we were all so hyped, like, oh, I think Jessica Jones might appear. I heard that Ben Grimm might appear. I heard all these different, like, every episode was a new case, and it's literally none of that.
Yeah, and this show is not. Yeah, and the show is not that. It's 100% not what we thought it was going to be. But yeah, I think we're pretty well wrapped on this one. I think that we're frustrated. I guess if we score She-Hulk, I'm gonna give episode 7. My generous score is a 6 out of 10. That's my generous score.
I'd give it like a 3 out of 10. That's just me.
I'm just not trying to be that guy who's gonna be horrible. you know, like so.
It was just filler.
To me, when I think of a 6 out of 10, a 6 to me is average. This episode was average. That's the best thing. That's the best compliment I can give this. Well, compliment's the wrong word. It's the best thing I can say about this episode. It was very average. Yeah, and I think that's pretty well done. So we could talk a little bit about the Mark Ruffalo and She-Hulk.
Other spectrum.
Yeah, so we could talk about the. We could talk about the. What is it called? The Hulk and She-Hulk rumor about Captain America: New World Order, as well as the news that Anthony Mackie wants to try and find a way to get close to topping Chris Evans' whole elevator fight scene. So that's interesting. You have any quick? Yeah, he said that in an interview a few days ago.
Interesting.
You have any thoughts on that?
I don't know if they. I don't. What does he mean by that? Does he mean like in terms of fight scenes, or does he mean like I actually want to do an elevator scene?
He said he wanted a standalone fight scene that has that same amount of hype around it. So I think he's
that's gonna be
shooting
hard
for
to do,
something big. Yeah.
Especially because we know Captain America. I mean, Sam Wilson is the Falcon, right? But he's also Captain America.
Yeah.
So, well, he's Captain America, but he has all the stuff of the Falcon. It's gonna be hard to do a fight scene that's like that, but you're the Falcon. Like he's really meant to be flying in the air. So I don't know.
We'll see what they do.
Version of that. I mean, it's gonna be kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come up with something for sure. Yeah, so these are interesting thoughts for sure. I did a video about it today. You guys can check out where I talked about it a little bit, how they could expand certain things, and we'll see what he comes up with. It's just what he said he wanted. And then of course, short thoughts. There's rumors about apparently Mark Ruffalo and She-Hulk coming into New World Order, but we heard about the leader being confirmed, so I'm really not surprised that's being even rumored.
Don't like that. I really don't like that. One, because why would Hulk appear? He's supposed to be off planet right now. He's supposed to be doing his old World War Hulk thing. One, and two, She-Hulk would just completely ruin that movie. So I would not want her.
At this point, it's rumored, so we can't say anything for sure.
If it's a rumor, let's just keep it a rumor. Let's not keep it confirmed.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm just bringing it up as a rumor. I wanted to address it still. But yeah, I think that's all you need to say really. Is that it's rumored. Move on. Next topic.
Move on. Next topic.
Yep. Then I would say the next thing to discuss is we kind of already went over to the Wakanda Forever runtime, but I guess we could give final thoughts on it. Do we think this is a good runtime for the movie?
I missed out on this. I didn't hear about this.
It's 2 hours and 41 minutes. It's the official second runtime.
Yes, let's go. Oh my god.
The second longest movie next to Endgame. So
goddamn finally, we're getting a proper okay. This movie has to be okay. Now I'm hearing the runtime. I'm gonna set aside all my judgment for Shuri and whatever, all that bullshit. I don't care. I want just two and a half hours, a little bit more than that, of just Namor popping off and seeing, the rest of everyone else, mostly just Namor. But this makes me really happy because from what we've seen in the trailers, if this movie is 2 hours and 41 minutes, we've seen basically nothing, and that's actually more because we might be in for a lot of surprises. So
yeah.
This really that news really excites me. So thank the Lord. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty exciting news.
fucking finally, dude. I've gotten sick of these, like, 2-hour runtime movies for Marvel.
Yeah, it's definitely good. I agree. Did you hear about? Yeah, I did hear about that actually. FBE. Let's see. Where do we take this? Yeah, I feel.
You want to talk about? Oh, do you want to talk about that? FBE just something brought up something really cool. Do you want to bring up? Do you want to talk about that Wanda deleted scene?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So the Wanda deleted scene that came out. What was it? Last week or earlier this week?
Yeah, last week.
There was a deleted scene from Multiverse of Madness. What was very brutal, and Wanda was just killing all the we call them sorcerer assistants and convertage. So that was pretty interesting. It looked pretty badass. Obviously, it seems like story-wise they just didn't think it fit, so they decided just to cut it. But as a concept, it's pretty cool, and it looked pretty badass. So I guess you could say, yeah, it was cool. I mean, like I said,
I thought it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, we're not. Clearly, Sam Raimi seemed to think he didn't think it would fit in the story and whatever. And I'm sure Marvel, being Marvel and Disney, they were just against it because it's the MCU and they love to baby their MCU and make it where kids can watch it, and so.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I mean, everyone knows my take about Multiverse of Madness. I still like the movie together, or not. We got, a certain amount of things, but I think whoever the original business of this movie is definitely gonna be more horrific and more deadly, I guess if that's a good word to use. Because this scene was just fucking like fantastic. Like if we got this Wanda, this would have been a way better movie.
It definitely would.
What it is. She popped off on everybody. She was chopping things heads off. She was forcing their bodies to like fight for them. I mean, it was crazy.
It was very crazy. Give me a second.
I mean, her powers are like literally limitless. I think we need to see more of this out of Wanda if she does come back, which
Yeah, I mean,
she's not dead.
I mean, yeah, Kevin Feige seemed to think that we'd see more of Wanda from what I was reading the other day, so.
Also, I think it should, look, obviously this movie was never gonna be a huge multiversal movie, so they should have just, like, said fuck it and made it rated R, because this movie would work better as a rated R movie. If we could get all that, like, gory, deadly stuff out, especially what Wanda be doing. I mean, they were pushing it when they were doing that Illuminati thing. They were pushing an R rating with Black Bolt's death and Mr. Fantastic.
Totally.
But yeah.
Yeah, I did not know about that FB. That's interesting. Yeah, that's that's something. It definitely is a pretty cool deleted scene. Yeah, there's some pretty cool news going around, but I say by far, even with these whatever interesting episodes of Disney Plus TV, we'll call them, the best news of all this week and probably the entire year so far is that Hugh Jackman is officially coming back as Wolverine. This is not a drill. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. It's honestly the #1 reason I decided to do the podcast for this week, just because, we were going to talk about all these things, but that news coming out actually helped this podcast so much, because it gave us a worthy topic to really sit here and talk about with you guys. Like, this is awesome. We're very excited about it.
Well, I think it's really good. I'm going to tell you where I was when I heard those news drop. I know you were working, and I was taking a break from my stream to go take a shit on the toilet, and I open my phone. I see a notification for Twitter on Marvel, and I hold my breath. I'm like, okay, this could be something, and I go to Twitter. The first thing I see, because I follow Ryan Reynolds, the first thing I see is the video and I watch it, and I lose my shit, dude. Like, literally lose my shit.
Oh yeah.
But I lost my shit, dude. I'm like, holy fuck, is this like, is this real? Like, is this real life? Because, I mean, never in a million years did I think Hugh Jackman would reprise his role as Wolverine in the MCU. I mean,
yeah, I don't think
we want it to happen.
I don't think we all believed it, yeah.
I mean, this is like our dream come true. Like, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, the real Deadpool, teaming up in a movie to kick some ass. I mean, I've never heard a more perfect pick from Marvel ever.
Absolutely. For me, I mean, it was kind of surreal for me because I was literally, you know, I go on my break, I get ready to make content for you guys and do my thing. I get on my break and that's the first thing I see, and I already had videos planned to make, and then I was like, well, screw that. I'm making this right now because it's such big news. We have to cover it. And so I was like, it's got to be done. We got to deal with it. It's 100% a necessity at this point. We could not talk about it. And
we could not. Yeah, I mean, this is something that like literally ruptured all of Twitter. Like I'm talking every part of Twitter, not just Marvel Twitter, but I'm talking about every part of Twitter. Everywhere you went, people were talking about. I saw Fortnite YouTubers covering this shit. Like, I mean, people are losing their shit over this.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean,
it's one of you how popular Hugh Jackman's Wolverine was. I mean, everybody respected him. He is, if not the best casting for a character ever. Like, he's definitely up there with Downey and J.K. Simmons.
I think what's funny about it is he's one of those actors as a character that it wasn't always that way, but over time people came to accept how amazing he was, and that was really great. And I think him coming back is going to elevate that further, and I'm excited to see that.
Definitely, yeah, man. I mean,
yeah, I heard about that a while ago.
What else you can say about this? This is like, just fucking.
Yeah, just know that this is gonna be awesome, guys. We're all excited about it, and if you guys thought No Way Home had hype, you have no idea. Like, this will build level to a just craziness. It's gonna be such a crazy atmosphere, such a different feeling, and just I'm here for it. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what they do. I trust Ryan Reynolds completely. I know they're gonna have a good idea for this. I know it's gonna be great. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the Marvel portion of the news. I don't think we have anything else much to touch on Marvel-wise except for.
We're talking about Andor?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Andor now, guys. I mean, there was one more thing about the Blade director thing, but I figured it's not that serious. It's literally
I mean,
it's literally
this happens all the time with a bunch of different movies.
Yeah, so
they're gonna find
apparently
another director eventually.
Apparently the scoop was, I guess the person had two action scenes in the movie, and they were so lackluster, and Kevin Feige and Mahershala Ali were so disappointed that they just weren't gonna allow that. Which does raise your hype for the movie, because you're like, oh, they're not gonna allow there to be lackluster action. They really want this movie to be good.
I mean, it's fucking Blade.
Yeah, so I definitely think that that's important for them to do. So yeah, I think we'll talk about, it's time to talk about the big thing, and then we'll get to some questions. So, time to talk about Andor, episode 4, guys. So we've watched 1 through 4 now, and we gave our take on 1 through 3 on the last podcast. Now we're giving you our take on episode 4. So, you can go first, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, I really liked episode 4. I think episode 4 is the best episode so far out of all of them. I think there was a lot that touched on. I think this episode was definitely used to build up a ton of different characters, and get some background on all of them, which totally works. I mean, it goes through a lot, explains a lot. The whole rebel kind of small rebellion group, we get to learn about them. We know what they're like, what they're doing, what the purpose is, who each of them are. I think they all have a kind of a decent personality, I guess. I'm excited to see more of them. I think they all kind of have their own take on how how to move forward with the whole rebellion thing. I think Andor joining that group is gonna be pretty awesome. I mean, it's exciting to see Andor work with a group of people, especially since Rogue One. And then on the other side of things, the whole Imperial stuff with that lady Imperial officer. I'm blanking on her name. I don't remember. But she was pretty cool too. I liked her a lot. I think she definitely she reminds me a lot of Hux. She's got that go-get attitude. She really wants to prove herself. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I think acting, again, top notch. What do you think of it?
I think it was a very good episode. I definitely think that, well, for some people it might have been too slow. Oh crap, I got kicked. I'll have to join again. So yeah, I literally really enjoyed the episode. The character development in this show is so amazing, and I'm just blown away every day. I love every single character in this show has a purpose, and their arcs are so interesting, and I'm so here for it. It was great to see Coruscant again. It really felt surreal, and I'm here for all of it. I really am. It looks promising. It delivered. Mon Mothma has some interesting background story that I wasn't expecting, and I really am enjoying all of it. And this was a very solid, another great episode. Andor is, as much as we do enjoy both Marvel and Star Wars, Andor is absolutely crushing She-Hulk right now, and
obliterating.
Yes, and it's not even fair because She-Hulk, well, it is trying to just be a fun show. This show has so much more depth, so much more writing, so much more care to it, and it just is incredible to see. And I'm loving it. I can't wait for the next episode. I think really this is something that's very unique, and all the cool connections, all the cool Easter eggs that don't have to necessarily be fan service is super great, and I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm here for the next episode. Alright, we're gonna take some questions from the audience, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So let's have them. We're ready to hear everyone's specific questions they have for us. I know.
Before we wait, I do want to say one thing. I know we have like no decent news today.
No worries.
But I have seen more ads for Black Adam, and I'm not expecting the best movie, but I am expecting a decent movie.
That's fair.
I really love all the characters that they brought in. I love the JSA. I think all of them look amazing. I think they got great casting for all of them. And I hope we get to see more of the JSA in the DCE.
I agree. The episode isn't over, FBE. You still get to ask your questions. 1 minute. I wrote my questions down. No worries. Yeah, once you tell us your questions, we'll give answers to your questions, and then we'll get out of here. Just because some of us have to get up early tomorrow, and I need as much rest as possible. So I want to make sure that I was able to get all these topics addressed for you guys, because I care that much about you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys do get your opportunities. But next week we'll have, hopefully there'll be a lot more news next week, and we'll be able to get a much better constructed show for you guys. This was just, outside of the Wolverine stuff, it wasn't a big week. It wasn't. Now, had She-Hulk had an amazing, mind-blowing episode, we might have talked longer.
We know it wouldn't have happened.
Right. But say this was an episode that did feature Daredevil, we would have at least had that to talk about.
Yeah.
What did you think about the Snyder fans bullying Black Adam about Steppenwolf? I heard about this. I think it's really ridiculous.
What happened?
Apparently the Snyder fans were bullying Black Adam about Steppenwolf.
What does that mean?
Yeah, FBE, what do you mean by that they were bullying Black Adam about Steppenwolf?
Black Adam, I was gonna ask you real quick too. How do you feel? How are your feelings about Black Adam going into October? we're finally in Black Adam.
I'm enjoying it. I'm going with the mentality that nothing at DC is gonna top Batman, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my mindset of just, I have lackluster feelings on the DCEU, so it just has to, like to remove Steppenwolf from the trailer. Oh, they don't want it in the DCEU marketing.
Was he in? Wait, what was he in Black Adam?
I guess there's a trailer for like, because they're promoting certain Snyderverse or stuff because there was ideas and everything. There was a whole scandal about it where
I'm kind of confused. I'm not sure what he's asking.
He's just asking if I heard about that or if we heard about that, and I said we did, or I said I did.
I didn't hear anything about that.
What are some characters you think will never appear in the MCU? Ooh, that's an interesting question. So here's the thing I will say, okay? I'm never going to...
Okay,
I'm going to start this question with a statement that I think is very interesting because... Oh, hold on. They said they put the wrong version in the trailer. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. But back on your previous question, some characters you think will never appear in the MCU. So, one other thing is, there's two versions of this question, okay? There's characters you hope would never be in the MCU for reasons of not liking the characters, and then there's like characters you really think will never be in the MCU. I never liked the word of saying who will never be in the MCU, because it's a guessing game at this point, and then it's like, who wouldn't make it in the MCU would just...
an answer for both.
Okay.
You go ahead.
The only one I will say is... I'll say Squirrel Girl. She's too OP. She's too OP. If she ends up in the MCU, it'll be a mistake.
She's definitely gonna be in the MCU at one point. I'm definitely.
You think they're gonna make her?
Be in it eventually. They're gonna put her in. Like,
okay.
They were so close to doing something with her a while back. They scrapped it. But
all right, who do you think is never coming to the MCU?
So okay, so to your point, Joe. You said that there was two sides of that question. There was who do you not want to be in the MCU, like someone who you hope never in the MCU, and then someone who will not be in the MCU.
Yeah.
So someone I hope will not be in the MCU is the third version of Ant-Man, Eric O'Grady, who is a complete perv and a fucking beast, just a terrible guy. He's just an awful person. I really hope they don't. I mean, unless they change him drastically, which I don't think they would, just based off because people know about him, based off of his character. I don't think they're ever gonna even if they do change who he is, just the thought of him being in it.
Yeah, they don't even have to do anything with that nonsense.
I think we do deserve another Ant-Man if they do kill off Scott Lang, but that's why we have Thatcher. And then someone who I know for sure. I'm gonna go with Superior Spider-Man, which, are you familiar with Superior Spider-Man?
Yeah.
This Spider-Man he's basically Peter Parker's dead body. It's not dead body, it's actually, kind of unconscious body, but it's Doc Ock controlling him. First of all, I really highly doubt, I don't think they'll ever do that in the MCU, just because it sounds weird, and they don't really have Doc Ock in the MCU. They may eventually have a Doc Ock, but I don't think they're going to go down that path. That's kind of a mix of characters, but
now he's got a new question. Okay, next question. This will be a more fun one. What characters do you want to see return? What MCU villains do you want to see return? Okay, I'll start, because I already know my list for this one. Number 1, Ultron. First off the bat, there's...
Fuck, you already took all mine, dude. Fuck
I'm not done. But...
I know, don't take all the good... Okay, go with 3, and then I'm gonna do 3.
I'm only gonna do 3, but I'm gonna say...
Okay, good.
Ultron... I'm gonna say Ultron, and I'm gonna say... Let's see. There's 2 more I know for sure. Obviously Justin Hammer, because it's not confirmed where he'll appear next. So, I say Justin Hammer for number 2. Who's third villain I would want to see return? The problem with the MCU is there's not that many great villains. There's two that I think of. You know what? I'm gonna go with one that everyone. You know what? I'm gonna go with the one that people want me to see, and he doesn't necessarily have to be seen as a villain, but he was a villain. I'm gonna go with Killmonger because we all want to see Killmonger return in some way. Sorry.
Okay.
You can still use that. I mean, it's still your list.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be clear. Okay. Villains I want to see return to the MCU. I'm gonna go one. Red Skull.
Good choice.
For sure. Because I feel like we got some. We don't really know what happened to him after like what happened to him after someone takes his soul stone. Can he go anywhere? Can he do anything?
Yeah. What is his whole thing? Yeah.
And plus, Red Skull's an interesting character, and I'd like to see him again. Number two, I'm gonna go with Hela. I think she was definitely underused a little bit. She was
a good choice.
She's the goddess of death. I mean, I get it. Like Surtur, I mean, she was on the planet when it blew up, but she's the goddess of death. I don't think you can really ever kill the goddess of death.
Yeah, that's fair.
In the back of my head, I hope she's like just floating around somewhere and doing something.
Yeah.
And then third villain, can't use him, he's dead. I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with Wanda. I want to see Wanda again.
That's a good choice.
She's Wanda. I love Wanda.
Out of all those on the list, Wanda's the most likely one to see again, so...
Yeah, of course. Plus, I love Multiverse of Madness. Can't hate on it. I mean,
I understand.
You can be Joe and be a hater, but I'm not a hater.
Hey, I'm trying to be better. I have my problems with Multiverse of Madness, but there are plenty of things to enjoy. I still know what you're doing, but there are plenty of things to enjoy. I would say, let's see. Okay, next question is, what version of Hulk would you want to see in the MCU? For me, the number one version of Hulk I want to see is, I easily want to see Maestro Hulk, because I think it would be the most interesting version of Hulk, and it will be different than the nonsense we've been seeing lately. I have one other take on Hulk that I want to say, but it might be the one that my co-host says, so I don't know if I'm going to say it. So let's see what version of Hulk you want to see.
Well, okay, what version of Hulk I want to see? In terms of Hulks, there's not a lot of different versions of Hulk. I mean, there kind of are, but they kind of aren't. Maestro, obviously, is probably one of the best answers you can get.
What about Worldbreaker Hulk?
That's technically just still Bruce Banner.
Yeah, but it's not the Hulk that we've ever gotten, because they haven't pushed Hulk to that limit.
I mean, we're probably gonna get to that eventually. I'm gonna go with Scar, who a lot of people, this might be a deep cut, but Scar, there's an animated series that came out a long time ago called Hulk and the Agents of Smash, and it introduced a few new Hulks, and Scar was the son of Hulk. So I want to see a son of Hulk somewhere.
That'd be cool.
I think Scar would be an interesting choice. I know probably people would probably, I mean, I feel like people are screaming at this screen saying Red Hulk, but I feel like it's kind of already, I mean, I don't think we can really do Red Hulk without General Ross, so unfortunately I don't think they're ever going to do Red Hulk, but they could do Red She-Hulk, because Betty Ross is still alive.
It's very true. That might be the closest we get.
Maestro is the best choice. I would love to see Maestro.
I agree. I think that's definitely, I think we're on the same page on that one. Alright, what's the next one, FBE, or were those all your questions?
FBE.
Oh, here we go. I've got a theory. Wong has already been fighting versions of Kang.
Oh God. That's definitely a hot take.
It's an out there theory. That's the best I can say. I don't think... Here's the thing. I don't want to be that guy that...
He would have let Strange know if he was fighting Kang.
I'll be completely honest with you, okay? Just because Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme does not mean that Wong would not get his ass kicked. So,
yeah. Especially by Kang, motherfucking
yeah,
Kang.
so I'm gonna say, because remember, everyone keeps forgetting about Loki. Everyone keeps forgetting that He Who Remains said, if you think I'm dangerous, just wait till you meet my variants. And he was not referring to one, he was referring to several.
Referring to all of them.
Yes, exactly.
He wasn't referring to one of them, he was referring to every single version of Kang.
Yep. Alright, next one is, what powers would you like to see She-Hulk get? So on. Or see...
Soon.
Or you say see Hulk...
He meant...
Do you mean She-Hulk?
What powers would you like to see Hulk... Oh, not She-Hulk. What powers would you like to see Hulk get soon? I just want Hulk to be stronger, dude.
That's really what it is.
MCU is not the Hulk in the comics. This is...
Yeah.
We've never... Like, even the Incredible Hulk was still not as... He wasn't as Hulk as he should have been. We need the Hulk. We need the Hulk.
I agree.
We have Professor Hulk. We have Gladiator Hulk. We have all these Hulks, but we don't have the Hulk. We need like take his hands and put back two tectonic plates together kind of Hulk.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the Hulk we need.
Yeah, we need a proper Hulk. I agree. I'd like to see a Hulk that throws more objects and uses them as weapons. Godzilla Hulk.
Yeah. There was actually there was like a comic where the Avengers fought Godzilla. You know that?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I like that. Choosing what villain you'd rather have more. Would you rather have Doom or Kang?
I don't think it's easy. I mean, okay, we already have.
For me, it's an easy answer. If I had to pick one, like if we're living in a what would you call it, a multiversal world where only one of them exists, right?
I'm gonna go with.
Because you got to look at it that way. I'm going Doom fully. Kang's cool, but having a proper Doom is my biggest dream in my entire life. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Doom is essentially Marvel's Darth Vader. Like, you have to, if you can do Doom right, everybody's screwed.
This is what I was about to ask you. I was about to ask you a question, Joe.
Alright, go ahead.
Who do you think would win in a fight between Doom and Vader?
Which version of Vader are we talking?
We're just talking basic. Let's just go with, like, Vader at, like, Empire Strikes Back Vader.
Okay. So this has no comic Vader appeals or anything?
No comic Vader. Just we're gonna go with like Vader. You know, after he beats Luke, Vader. We know this is before. You know, obviously it's gonna be before Return of the Jedi, just because Return of the Jedi he kind of turns.
All right, and then which version of Doom are we dealing with?
We're gonna go with the Doom. We're gonna go comic Doom. I mean,
okay,
because the Fantastic Four movies have never really given justice to Doom, and the Doom we know from the comics is like supposed to.
If we're going comic Doom versus Vader and Empire, I'm going comic Doom all the way.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: if we're going comic Doom, we eventually lead to God Emperor Doom, and if you get the God Emperor Doom, Vader ain't lasting.
I feel like most comics are canon to Star Wars. Not all of them. Some of them were legends, but most of them were already kind of canon. So we're talking about. I mean, we're still talking about Vader. Like he's still Vader. He's still. I mean.
Oh, he's still tough. Don't get me wrong. But I seen Doom very tough.
Doom definitely wins the fight no matter what. Because if you look in the comics, he has trained for centuries. He really went back in time to learn different arts of magic, fighting, a ton of different things. Plus, the Force. I mean, look, Vader's very, very, very strong. But I mean, the kind of magic Doom uses is unparalleled to anything else. I mean, he is almost pretty much a god. Like,
of course, Vader doesn't like using Sith lightning. Doom would have no problem using lightning on anyone. So it's Doom definitely wins that. I agree. Oh, next question is, what Spider-Man suits would you like to see? So ones that we haven't seen already. For me, and I would say we have to, even though you can see versions of things we haven't seen, we have to take out the elephants out of the room of the suits that we already know exist, right? So, like, in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe, we saw the symbiote, so the symbiote can't count, because we've already seen a version of the symbiote, I'm gonna guess, right? So, I'm gonna say... What's the name of that character? There's a one... You know, I'm gonna go with a weird pick. Was Fantastic Four on the rise? I want to see the Fantastic Four Bagman Spider-Man suit.
Oh, you want to see the Future Foundation?
Yeah, I'd like to see Future Foundation. I think it'd be cool. I'd be down.
That's it. I'm gonna go with in terms of suit. I would love to see a live action. Well, that wouldn't make sense. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna just put it kind of anyway. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. I would love to see a live action version of the PS4 suit.
That'd be nice.
I think that's one of the cleanest Spider-Man suits that Peter's ever donned. So I mean, I'm
cool.
in love with. I literally love that suit, and I would love to see it in like a live action kind of setting. Maybe it's like a homage to the game or something. They included it in the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
The suits that he had. So.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a good question. I definitely think those are good answers. Any other questions, FB? Yeah, I think that definitely would be pretty good. Good Spidey suits.
What Spider-Man would you like to see in the new Spider-Verse movie, too?
In the new Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Oof. So like, which other Spider-Mans that we haven't seen?
Yeah.
Oof.
I really want to see the Ben Reilly one.
That's a good question. Ooh, okay. What new characters that could be Avengers would you like to see? Oof.
What new characters that could be Avengers would you like to see?
Look upon me.
What new character? What does he mean? Like what?
So I think he means characters that are maybe haven't made it into the MCU that would be considered Avengers. Is that what you're thinking?
Okay. You want to go first?
I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. I feel like they've already gotten to a lot of the Avengers. And the thing is, it's weird in the comics because the Avengers, there's always different Avengers. There's the main Avengers, there's the West Coast Avengers, there's the Young Avengers. But then there's also like,
oh, you got questions one more? Okay.
Sometimes Fantastic Four members and X-Men members are part of the Avengers sometimes. So it's really hard to like tell who like. Because I could just go with like Wolverine or something, right? I could say, oh, Wolverine, because he's been an Avenger before. So that's kind of a hard question to say. But if I had to choose, I'm gonna go with Nova.
Nova's good. I like Nova.
I believe he's been an Avenger before. I'm not 100% sure,
Who
but
would I go with?
he's close enough to an Avenger.
Would be close enough to an Avenger.
How about you, Joe?
I'm thinking still. I mean, I guess in terms of people that would be considered an Avenger. Squirrel Girl, you're gonna keep making that point. Oh, I'm trying to think. Because it's so hard, because I'm trying to think of characters that don't exist yet. Or that we don't know of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, it's a weird take because I don't know if she would ever be in that wheelhouse, but I'd like to see.
Yeah, one player. Go ahead with your question, man. Would love to hear your questions.
Yeah, I'd like to see Silk as an Avenger. I don't know if that could ever happen.
I love
but I just
Silk's,
kind of
I love Silk, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been your answer for the Spider-Verse question too. I would love to see her in the Spider-Verse too. I
agree.
I think Silk's such an interesting character.
Yeah, I would be down for any kind of version of Silk. All right, one player, we're ready for your questions. Yeah, I think I don't know, just the one that I thought of in my head.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget a lot of the Sony properties have been Avengers too.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes you forget like who's allowed to be in what because like, oh yeah, I forgot. Marvel bought out, or Disney bought out Fox, or oh yeah, so these make.
True, I agree 100%. Oh, really? You guys are really causing problems over here. Yeah, we're waiting for you, one player.
I heard someone bring up something interesting on TikTok. I want to hear your opinion on this.
Okay.
Do you think Star Wars and Marvel should ever cross paths? Or do you think they should both just stay in their respective universes?
I could say, here's the way I look at it. I would be down for a crossover because I think there's, ever since they've labeled the comics with the Marvel Comics logo for Star Wars things, I've thought of the possibilities of it crossing over. The only thing I will say though, you would have to really establish some common ground between the two of them. Like Marvel and Star Wars would both have to get their shit together and get on the same page about certain things, and the tone would have to match.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think I will say it's possible. I will not say that it is a definite thing going to happen, or that I could see it happening. Would I like to see it happen? Absolutely. Because I'm a fanboy and I would love to see any... If I get the choice, I want to see as much crossovers of things as possible. I mean, hell, I'm still waiting to see Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers have a proper crossover. But that's a story for another time, you know? It's like, when it comes to crossovers, if it makes sense, I'm all in. Like, if you got two things that work together, like...
Yeah, I agree with that.
I still want my G.I. Joe and Transformers freaking crossover since they did in the comics, but both franchises failed on that epically, so that won't happen.
It doesn't like they're building Transformers up again. They're gonna get like actual good people that work on the movies again. So.
Yeah.
I thought Bumblebee was a fantastic film.
Yeah, I think as long as they get other stuff,
I can't wait to see what they do for Red Beast.
It should be cool, yeah.
Yeah, Joe, I thought Snake Eyes wasn't that bad, honestly. I really didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was good.
The choreography was great. The only thing that bothered me was you could, as good as the fight choreography was, you couldn't see the fights because there was like some kind of shaky cam or something. I don't know.
That's my problem. Like, it was good choreography. You couldn't see it because they did too much shaky cam.
Yeah.
Ooh, one player.
It kind of bothered me that they made Snake Eyes like he's talking, but I guess because they just about him talking. So.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
I think they had to sacrifice that, but other than that, I thought it was a pretty good origin story, and
it was pretty decent.
I want them to expand more on that G.I. Joe universe that the new one that they're setting up.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Here's question. One player's question is Deadpool or Wolverine? So I'm guessing he's asked which. Are you asking which character would like more, or
which one we like more? Which one would win in a fight?
Yeah, we'll be more specific about Deadpool.
I love that. I just love Deadpool or Wolverine, like without any context.
Yeah, I don't know how that answer. What we would answer for that.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Star Wars or Marvel?
That's a tough question. Because there's
right? You don't know what the context behind it. It's like
one more thing before you go. Okay. Yeah, exactly. More context is sometimes needed. All right, what's your last thing, FB? Because I'm waiting for one player to explain the context of his Deadpool or Wolverine. I hope Wakanda Forever is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that would be nice if it had turned out to be a 10 out of 10. I will let you know, guys, on behalf, I never want a movie to be bad. If it were up to me, I would want every movie I see to be easily a 10 out of 10. But we live in a world that doesn't happen, unfortunately, sometimes. And we have to just accept that. But I go in hoping that all those movies are going to be great because we want great storytelling. And with Marvel movies, for me, one of the reasons why I was so hard on Multiverse of Madness is because I love Marvel so much, and I have all my life ever since I was a kid, that even before the days of the MCU, I hold Marvel at a very high standard.
He's a multiverse hater.
That's not what I said. I'm just saying that in general, in some of these movies and shows, I hold it at such a high standard. To see them do things that doesn't work for me personally, it hurts me, because then I'm just like, this is not what I was expecting, or this is not what I'd like to see. It's kind of hard to accept sometimes. But yeah, I have
to move past that though. I feel like you have to just suck it up and accept it.
I've tried to accept some things.
When you look at it like that, when you look at it like, okay, so this is what this movie is, this is what it does.
Oh, I
feel like you should make your opinion,
accept it for what it is. I accept the movie for what it is. The movie exists, and I accept that it exists, and it is a part of the Marvel canon. I would not say I would want it erased, like say something like Morbius, right? Like, for me, here's the way that I see it. I have my issues with it. My issues are valid, and I'm keeping them. But I would say that the movie is not the worst thing I've ever seen, and I'll keep it there. Because one of my biggest things is I've decided to let go of the it's a Doctor Strange movie, it's a Wanda movie thing. That I will let go. The one thing I will not let go of is how America Chavez is able to so easily defeat Scarlet Witch. That is one of my biggest pet peeves.
So, I mean, she punched her a few times, but she didn't really defeat her. She just sent her to, she gave her what she wanted. She put her in the universe.
Yeah, but she shouldn't have been able to land a hit on her like that.
Anything, Scarlet Witch was her own downfall. She was...
True.
It wasn't really America who defeated her.
And then also, as a huge fan of the characters in the comics, I'm still very bitter about how they handled the Illuminati.
I did that for a reason. It was supposed to be on purpose, Joe.
No, I know, but this
isn't, and I've heard this before. This isn't the Illuminati. This is like there definitely is a 616 Illuminati going to be coming soon.
Okay.
We are going to get an official version of the Illuminati. This was just testing the waters for what Illuminati could be.
I guess that makes sense.
It's also testing the waters for what people want to see. Do people want to see John Krasinski again? Do people want to see, like, I mean, it was really just more of an experiment, but it was also more of like, I mean, it was also to show how powerful Wanda is when she can go up against, I mean, Professor X, Mr. Fantastic, Captain Marvel. I mean,
that makes sense. Alright, one player, what's your, I'm waiting to hear your, what do you mean Deadpool or Wolverine?
You have to reiterate about the whole Deadpool or Wolverine thing. You said we don't really know. Do you mean like who would win the fight, or who do you like better?
Yeah. Do we like Deadpool or Wolverine better? Is it a fight?
Also, about FBE's thing on Wakanda Forever. Personally, I hope it's not a 10 out of 10, because if we have Shuri, Black Panther, and then movie a 10 out of 10, I'm gonna be pissed, because that means it's better. It's a better movie than Black Panther. And we all know
that will be hurtful.
Second of all, I don't think it's gonna be a 10 out of 10. I just don't think it's gonna be a 10. It's gonna be, I mean, 2 hours and 41 minutes sounds like enough time to get through everything, but we'll see. Let's see what happens.
I'll see you guys later. Oh, you're leaving one player?
We didn't even say.
Are we not supposed to answer your question though? What about your question?
Let's just answer it for him. First, let's just. Okay. Wolverine or Deadpool? Who do you think is a better character, in your opinion?
Oof. See, that question's hard because there's two different reasons for why both characters are good. In terms of like the stronger written character, I would say Wolverine. Yeah, in terms of like what character is more fun.
So I was gonna go. Okay, so yeah, in terms of who's a better character, I would say Wolverine. In terms of who do I like better, I like Deadpool better. And then third, I'm assuming your answer is the same, right? You like Deadpool better?
So here's the interesting thing. I think Deadpool is a fantastic character, and And for the fun of Deadpool, I love Deadpool. But in terms of a character that I've known, that I've liked ever since I was a kid, and that I would, and if I had to pick, if it was really who I like better, I would say I like Wolverine more than I like Deadpool.
Wow. That's a hot take, dude.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing. It's just, it's kind of a difference of opinion. It's like, it's, I love Deadpool still. I just don't think Deadpool's great, but I've been
it's opposite for me. I literally grew up with Deadpool, and I mean, he's always
I think that's the thing, yeah, it's different.
He's the funniest fucking dude I've ever, like,
it's different.
He's perfect. I love him.
Yeah, I think he's great. I mean, I've always loved him, but I think for me, the thing is, when I was a kid, I had the 90s X-Men, and I had X-Men Evolution, and I had all these different things.
I understand, yeah.
And so for me, I look back at those things and go, Wolverine's fucking awesome.
I grew up in an era where we were all past that, the 90s stuff. I grew up with, like, Deadpool in his prime. Like, everyone knew Deadpool, and, like,
exactly.
Deadpool, that's personally how I grew up. But I totally get where you're coming from. And then, I guess the third one would be, who do you think would win in a fight between Deadpool and Wolverine?
In terms of that one, I think Wolverine's healing factor is stronger than Deadpool's. So,
yeah,
I would say...
If we're doing, like Prime Wolverine versus Prime Deadpool, I think Wolverine wins. Yeah,
Wolverine wins that fight. For one reason, number one reason he wins is, I'm going to give you guys the realest answer that you can ever get, is the focused fighter always wins first. Yep. And Deadpool will not be focused in any situation because that's not how he's wired. And that's...
Totally agree, man.
Yeah, so that's exactly the thing I would say, and that if it's who would win, then yeah, absolutely, Wolverine would win. And that's not either of us being fanboys, because we love both characters. It's stating facts
I like Deadpool more than Wolverine, but I think Logan definitely wins that fight.
Yeah.
He's Logan, like... Deadpool... See, because the thing is, Deadpool wouldn't mess around during the whole fight. He wouldn't really take it seriously. And when you get to the point where Logan's like, alright, I've had enough of this, and just... I mean, he goes, like, he definitely has the ability to kill Deadpool.
I would like to know... People ask fight, but that's going to involve all Deadpool's weapons versus Wolverine's claws that nothing can break, right? Yeah. What I would like to know is Wolverine and Deadpool both have martial arts prowess, right? They both have abilities that are related to forms of martial arts techniques and different things, right? Wolverine trained with samurais, Deadpool's spent his life being a mercenary. Who do you think wins in a straight-up sword fight?
Probably Deadpool, because he uses katanas more than... I mean, Wolverine has experience with sword, but...
Force is strong with this one.
I mean...
But you gotta think, all that experience...
Deadpool's katanas is his life. So... Wolverine, for most of his life, Wolverine only has to rely on his claws.
That's true.
Deadpool has used katanas his whole life, so... I think Deadpool definitely wins that fight, for sure.
Yeah, in terms of a sword fight, that would make sense.
We're talking strictly sword fights. Because, I mean, yeah.
That's fair. I could definitely see that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good question, but, yeah. If we're talking, like, now, if we're talking hand-to-hand fighting, I would give the edge more to Wolverine, but, I mean, Deadpool is a great fighter, but I think Wolverine, he's more, I think his
problem with, I think the problem with Deadpool is we don't see, because Deadpool jokes around, we don't see a lot of
we don't really get to see him take himself seriously and, like, actually try to fight. I think if Deadpool actually tried, he would win every fight he kept.
Probably.
Everyone he comes in contact with.
That's pretty fair. I guess both of you guys have gone now. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, we're gonna finish this match, and then if there's no more questions, we're gonna be getting off. But thanks for coming to this episode of the podcast. Next week we're gonna have another exciting one, hopefully. Thanks for coming, guys. Have a great night.
We'll see ya.
Yes, indeed. Alright, man. See you tomorrow.